our time until there's going to be two. There's going to be the false prophet, and there's going to be the Antichrist. And you'll see the false prophet comes and misleads the church, and the Antichrist comes and he's a political figure.
We're already seeing that now, though.
Yeah, and he's a political figure, and so when that happens, the Bible says that he'll wage war against the two witnesses, which are potentially Elijah, and Moses, or there's a few people, like John the Baptist possibly, but same spirit as Elijah anyway. But there's gonna be the two witnesses, and after that, the Antichrist is gonna be able to kill him.
That's what I was thinking.
And they leave him dead in the street for 3 days, the two witnesses, but on the third day, the witnesses rise back to life. That's all I'm talking. See, and then the false prophet, he's gonna be able to call fire down from heaven. And that's gonna deceive people, because everyone's gonna be like, oh, hell no, this dude must be the truth. I ain't never seen anybody call fire down from heaven,
So that's exactly like the story with Elijah.
Mm-hmm. And Elijah had the authority to call fire down from heaven too, and he did it a couple different times.
Twice.
Like 2 groups of 50 men each, and completely crushed them.
Because they said that, like, oh, your God can't, you can't command your God to do it, but he's like, I'm not commanding or something.
Baal versus the Messiah.
Yeah.
He almost lost it. His little mama. Hey, I knew you and your brother smelled that shit last night when you guys wrote back.
I didn't.
I did. Yeah, 100%.
I thought that
Let's see if that works.
He made the whole thing too.
Wow. Did you get the whole thing?
The homie got the first s'more going.
Hey, did
That's
you
what's
get some
up.
chocolate in there?
We were on s'more.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Tom, we toasted something different. About that mallow. Yeah, I got scolded.
Saw Louis.
Walking down with y'all earlier. See, I was looking for you. I was waiting for you to sit on the porch for a half hour by myself.
What's up, A-Fizzle? What's good?
That's funny.
It's like you found your boy. So I'm like, well, hurry up. It's like, eat that shit faster. I had to enjoy my first morning.
We in them days right now, you said?
Almost. There's still a few things to come. So we still have to see the false prophet. We'll see him before we see the Antichrist.
That's deep.
And
Now, World War government, though, that's when
Can't that be like
Antichrist is. That's
the
when-
Bitcoin, homie?
yeah,
Well, they've been trying to push the
Can't that
euro
be-
across
can't that be
across
the-
globe
the-
too? They're trying to push the euro across.
That's what
Everybody's
everybody's
gonna do it. They
gonna
don't want
think
to
that,
take the euro.
like he's.
they will in fact see how they're trying to bankrupt all the countries. They're doing that, and actually we're not the only country now that with so-called food shortages. They're doing it globally because they want control.
World foreign.
And if they can collapse everybody's economy, then they can introduce a new currency. And we know that as Christians, that's considered to be the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And so you can't buy, sell, or trade without it. And if you get it, you're eternally condemned. There's no repentance from that.
Not more.
No reconciling from that if you accept the mark of the beast. But if you don't accept the mark of the beast, you're going to be executed. Or potentially just starve to death. You won't be able to buy, sell, eat.
What up?
Now, brother, do you believe
Thought you heard
that
something?
we will get raptured before that? Do you believe a pre-tribulation?
No, I don't believe in pre-trib at all.
Okay. No, I talked to other brothers who kind of believe that we're gonna be raptured before.
I'm definitely,
So, you're post or?
yeah, I'm post-trib for sure. And so the Bible says that the last trumpet calls.
Right.
Jada, what's up, Rada? What you doing, bro? Over here at the campfire, chilling.
And
Because we still have to go through that 7-year
Right,
tribulation.
what do you have to endure? You know, he says those that endure to the end, he's gonna come and save us, what do you have to be endured? What do you have to endure? You
Right,
know?
so then again, you don't believe the rapture will happen before that?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No, I think we're post,
okay.
eventually he will come, but the Bible says it's gonna be at the last trumpet call, is when we
Okay.
hear him. He'll come, if he doesn't come, then we'll all be completely obliviated.
Then why do you think
But he's
sometimes-
gonna come, and anybody gets the mark, they're gonna break out in sores.
Right, right.
They're gonna seek death and can't even find it. It's gonna be a crazy place to be here. You know, we're gonna be, chances are they're gonna come after.
Yeah, I had to get
Christians.
away from Denver, bro. Just came over here, relaxed in the mountains.
Mentally ill or something, and they'll come after every one of us. They'll probably try to do the camp thing, you know what I mean, and so.
On
I'm
that camp
convinced-
team, my mom's husband got paid by a private company to go out there in Wyoming. They have these big fields that they rent from the farmers, and they're those big old mass grave things where you can fit 10 bodies in,
Right.
and they cover them, and there's just literally
Rows and rows,
acres,
right?
and acres,
Right.
and acres, and they're stacked
From the
20
Department
feet
of
high.
Defense, right?
Yeah, no, they're wild.
Homeland Security or something?
Yup. And
So you know what else they did is they got a bunch of railroads that we don't even use anymore, and they revamped them. Like they put grinding furnaces in them,
Yeah.
and they got fences on the outside with barbed wire pointing in, not to keep people out, but to keep people from getting out.
Yeah.
And they're
Like the
saying that they
airport.
got furnaces in these, and inside of these trains that they got now, it's all steel benches with places for, every other spot has a place for handcuffs. You know what I mean? They said they could
That's
gas
how it goes. The
like
youngsters
100,000
pass out too
people,
quick,
bro,
fool.
in, like, a
Once
few
they get
hours.
faded.
Just run them through these. They run them through these. They put them in these trains and they run them through these furnaces and all steel trains. And so I don't know if we're gonna see something like that. I hope not. You know what I mean? But there's pictures of it. You know, it's out.
Like BIA, if you look at BIA, all the bars up in the end, it's meant to be as a prison. All schools are meant to double as a lockdown prison, if you didn't know that.
And then
That's why-
DIA, you know, DIA's history. They're sitting in some evil land over here in Colorado.
Satanic stuff.
Denver, you know, there's gonna be we're chosen for something in particular, so we're definitely gonna play a role. We're gonna witness some things that we were chosen for this generation to see.
That's crazy.
It's good that we have this opportunity to be reconciled with God now. You know, at some point, the spirit is gonna be lifted, and we won't even feel the presence of the power of God, you know? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a tough situation to be in when it comes down to it, legit, especially if you have a family. You know, if you like your job, if you like your car, if you have money in the bank and they seize it, you know, you're forced to get a chip. But you know, they're gonna dress it up real nice too, because if we did have any,
They already started the chip with that little Google thing.
absolutely, it's
They've
already
done-
exists.
It's
it's
been
alive
in
and well.
motion for a long time.
Yeah, it sure has.
In Sweden, so
Yeah, absolutely.
Switzerland,
Mhm.
all those.
And so is wireless pay and so on and so forth. And if they can get these global economies to collapse, they can introduce one currency, but there's a catch. You get the currency, but it comes with a lot of perks. It's your driver's license, your social
Yeah.
security card, it's your health information. And they'll probably offer free health care and start you off with an account with some money.
It's all gonna be off of
Clean
face
credit score,
recognition,
you
all
take
that
it,
stuff.
and boom, you're in business.
China's
And
already
everything you do is
implementing
gonna
that
be
stuff too.
on your hand, you know, and we know that we can't accept that mark. It's gonna be hard not to, and you're gonna have to make a decision. You're gonna ready to pay with your life? Are we just playing church, or is this really real? You
But
know?
ain't when they start pushing it to the max, ain't he gonna come back for his followers before the mark
No.
hits? Nah, the mark's gonna
Absolutely
hit
not.
first.
Yeah,
Crazy
the
like
mark's gonna come first way before the rapture. Because the Bible says those who get it, they're eternally condemned, and those that don't, the ones that are put to death or put in the camps, those are the ones who are gonna be eternally
That's what we
saved.
call going through the valley of decisions. You know what I mean?
And so
That's
you
why
have an
I'm
eternal
positive.
reward. He goes, those that endure to the end will be saved. So, you know, I don't know how we're gonna taste that. It's gonna probably be
that's
different,
deep, bro.
That's scary shit.
you know. And Hey, but you know
Again,
what? We
there's
see,
nothing to
we
be
hear about
fearful of.
Shadrach, Meshach, and
Yep,
Abednego.
there's nothing to be fearful
And
of.
you guys know who Shadrach, Shadrach, Meshach, and
Shadrach,
The
Abednego?
one that got put in the
You know who
furnace.
that is?
They got put in the furnace.
Those were
So
Daniel's.
check this out, bro. These three teenage guys, these young men like y'all. You know, I know we're not teenagers, but they were young men like us, and they were traveling. They're from Israel, and they're traveling through Nebuchadnezzar's land. And Nebuchadnezzar was like the top king. He ran stuff. He had the biggest army. He had the biggest piece of land. He was so into himself that he made a statue of himself. And anytime he
Check
felt
this out.
like it, he would go out onto his porch, and all of the trumpeters would start trumpeting. And it didn't matter who you were in his kingdom. You could be the baby mama. You could be one of his top generals. It didn't matter who you were. You got
I'll be over here getting s'mores.
and you worshipped him, and you worshipped his statue. So here they are, they're smashing through the Nebuchadnezzar's land. All of a sudden, the trumpets go off, everybody starts getting down, freaking out. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are like, what are you guys tripping on? They're like, get down, you know, like, you need to get down and worship that statue. And they're like, yeah, right, we don't worship no statues, you know, we worship the one true God of Israel, and that's it. And so they're like, oh, okay, you're tough then, huh? All right, well, so they went and told the king, hey, these fools said they ain't gonna, they'll pee on your statue, they're not gonna bow. So the king said, all right, well, if that's what they think, bring them here. I'll make an example of them. And he called them before him, and he said, look, this is how we get down over here. You know, when I come out with you the trumpet thing, you bow or you die.
So if you
You know, he
participate,
said,
then
they told him, they said, hey, we only bow to our one true God. And he says, well, I'll execute you. In fact, I'll throw you in my furnace. And they said, you know what? We'll light the flame or let us go. Because our God can save us from your furnace. But even if he doesn't, we're still not going to bow to your statue. And so the king got mad because they were talking back to him in front of his whole country. And so he told them, fools, hey, you light this furnace 3 times or 7 times hotter than it's ever been. The Bible legit says that as they were doing it, some of the men that were filling the furnace caught on fire. Like, it was that hot. He ordered them to be thrown into the fire. And he was like, yeah, now let that be an example. These dudes face death and to the flame. You know what I mean? Like, how many of us would be willing to go into these flames right now? If somebody came up and they had the drop on us, and they said, confess, you know, deny the Messiah or get in these flames, what are you going to do, you know?
Jesus
And
Christ
these guys,
is
yeah,
so
they wouldn't
powerful.
bow, bro. They kept it 100. They went into flames. And then one of
That's
the,
when they noticed the
that's
fourth
when Nebuchadnezzar looked over and he seen that
person.
there were 4 of them in there. And one of them was kind of glowing, and he jumped up and he ran over there, and he was like, didn't I throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? And they're like, you were standing right here when we did it, yeah. And he was like, well, why is there 4 of them in there? How come the flames
And
ain't even
that's when
touching
they
them?
told him to turn it off. And then,
And so he said, he called them out of the flames.
yeah.
They came out of the flames, and this king is standing there dumbfounded. And he grabs them and he smells their clothes, and they don't even smell like smoke. And he steps back and he turns around and he fell on his face for a minute. And he gets up and he goes, I make a new decree. He faced his whole kingdom and he goes, we're going to tear down this statue. And from now on, this whole nation's going to worship the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yeah. 3, because they wouldn't bow. They said they rapped for the Messiah to death. And you know what? He came and delivered them from the flames. Just like they said.
And that's
They said he could deliver it from your flames, but even if he doesn't, we're still not gonna bow. So light the flame or let us go. Because we're wasting time. He goes, oh yeah, he threw him in the fire, bro. And so it could sound like a nice story, but this is testimony, and it challenges me as a believer. Like, am I really gonna get in the flame? You know, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, if they came down really to it.
And these men, you know, they had a relationship with the Lord that they were willing to face that together. And they had that brotherhood, and they were willing to face death. And that's a painful death.
Yeah.
One of the worst. That's probably the worst.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But, you know, to rep it that strong for the Lord, you know, that's a form of worship and loyalty that he came to their rescue and delivered them. Because of it, an entire nation was changed. The most powerful nation was reigning at that time was changed. you know, because of their courage and their faith. And I feel like that's the type of stuff that we're gonna have to endure as believers in the end time. We are literally gonna be put in positions where we're gonna have to choose life or
Persecution,
death.
for sure.
You know,
Christians
if
are
we're gonna
facing-
deny the Messiah and take whatever it is they're offering, or if we're gonna stick to our guns and
What happened like 10
potentially
years ago?
starve. Like my wife and I, we've been fasting on Thursdays, and it's hard, man. I'm hungry all day, and I think to myself, you know, and I felt like the Spirit's telling me, hey, why are you complaining? This is practice. You know, it's coming. Like we're gonna run out of food. Like it's gonna happen. These things are predicted. The Bible said Jesus was gonna come, and he did. It said he was gonna die and rise again, and he did. And it said this is coming too. And so, you know, we see already in the signs, and, you know, I think it's kind of scary to know that we're going to face that, but what a privilege, you know, because we die every day. Every soldier got to fall. You know what I mean? And we were chosen for this time.
Lucky, what's up, bro? Just chilling.
To stand and represent, you know.
What you want, fam?
Our Savior. That's a great honor. You know what I mean? People die for less. We get to die for Him. You know, it's easy to talk about it. We'll see what happens when each one of us are called out, you know, if we make it that far.
That's deep.
Oh, I already know, I already decided. I made that decision.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks because like you said, for those who have family, children, that's why we gotta equip them and let them know the truth and,
Agreed.
you know, lead them.
Yeah, we gotta humble ourselves and sometimes and take that initiative and get past all of this nitty gritty stuff, because that stuff's just, it's nonsense really, at the end of the day. If this Jesus Christ stuff is real, heaven and hell are real, it's real, it's on impossible.
It's real, they're real.
Yeah. So if it's real, then, you know, it's on and popping, it's coming, and we need to be prepared. Matter of fact, there's in China, there was a lot of
Yeah,
people
Walking
that
Eagles
were
the homie,
executed
fool.
a long
That's my
time
homie.
ago. And some people.
Man, I ain't seen that fool in a long time. A
Pre-trib is one of
minute,
the
bro.
worst things you can preach, because it gives people.
How's that fool
a sense of
doing?
hope that
Still out here
God's gonna come and
in
deliver
Colorado?
them from those things, and they won't have to endure, and so they don't prepare, and then they end up dying in agony because they weren't prepared, you know what I mean, to endure. A lot of them.
Oh yeah, he's out. I heard he was doing good out here.
Give up, you know, they can't endure what they actually have to face, and, you know, she's.
Yeah, he had a brand new baby just recently, bro.
Preparing people.
That fool's doing
what
good.
the Scripture says, and prepare to endure, and
But the word still says though, we should live every day. You don't know,
If I see him, I'll tell him you send her your love.
yeah, so we'll see some things. You'll see public outlaw of worship, so it'll be illegal worship of your country.
It seems like it's slipping that way. Yeah, they persecuting,
In
bro.
some countries now, if you go into there, they catch you with the Bible or anything like that, they'll execute you on the spot. It's like,
they're setting it up.
they leave you there in the street too.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't messing with the homie,
If we get
so
into some kind of UN.
he said that he's on his family tip. He had a brand new
that's
kid,
when that's gonna come. They're gonna have
you know,
bars.
so it's all, he's
Religion
good though,
and
man. He's good out here though.
religion is
Killed his
false
number. You
religion.
see, he ain't messing
It's
around
gonna
too
be
much.
attached to this mark, this beast.
Again, it's already.
So people are gonna think that they're getting the Messiah. They're gonna think that they're gonna get to Christ. And they're gonna receive this mark. There's gonna be pastors
You hear
taking
that?
the mark, leading their
You keep hearing things,
congregations to get the mark. And they're making it easy for us, you know, right? Because we have those chips in these cards everywhere we go. At stores right now, there's a couple states now where you go to any store, no matter what it is, every store has doors now. And in order to get in and out of them, it don't cost nothing, you don't need a special chip, but you gotta wave your hand.
Oh yeah, that's what's
Have a
up.
sensor.
That's
Seven
tight, bro.
dragons, any place you go.
Yeah, hopefully,
When you go now, you have
he out here
wave
doing
your hand
good.
with the sensor.
Last I heard, he was doing
You know,
good.
usually you just have to walk up to it, not anymore. You gotta wave your hand, and then the doors open automatically for you. But they're already getting people
Conditions for it.
conditioned, yeah. to wave your hand, that's how you get in, you know? It just makes it that much more easy. These phones make
And
us
then,
dependent.
again, they're making it all look good.
Yeah,
Everything they're doing is making it look good, like they're, again, conditioning ourselves already for it, and especially people who are not believers, they're all like, they're part of it, they're gonna accept it, because they don't know God, they don't know the truth. They're all not.
What's up, Rodders? What's good with it?
People who are,
Just
they
over here
already
chilling.
know the truth, so we're not supposed to take it, like you said,
hey,
absolutely not.
hey, do you guys know who Nietzscheman is?
What's up, Raider for Life? What's cracking with it?
Nietzscheman is like a modern day novel.
You already know, Jada.
So
Salute,
he's in
Rodder.
our time, and so I can show you the video, I have it. I downloaded it and I keep to show people that are interested.
I don't. I think I got it
But
as a
he
Twitter,
made a
fool.
video in 1987.
I got a Twitter. I ain't got a
I was in,
Facebook.
interviewing him. He had started to become famous because he's from Switzerland or Germany or something.
Who, Nostradamus?
No, Nietzscheman. He's like a modern day Nostradamus, and so he was getting these premonitions and they were happening. And so he started to like, it was bad stuff, and so he was writing letters to the government, like trying to warn them. And they were ignoring him, and then this stuff was happening, and then they came after him, like, hey, fool, oh, you knew about this? And he was like, yeah, I was trying to warn you, you know? And it was happening in other parts of the world, not just in, he was predicting mad cow, like all kind of just weird stuff, but he was dead on. All of his predictions were on. So he got famous, but everybody was like, started jocking him. He's the modern day Nostradamus, and everybody started following what he was saying. And he made this interview in
What you mean?
1987 where he, you see something?
You keep.
Yeah, it heard like, sounded like someone was walking up behind us.
Yeah.
Outside, outside, right?
That's weird. Yeah.
So he
I've
made
been
this
hearing
video
things
in
on this side though
1987.
too.
It's a throwback.
For real though, they're all around us.
All around us.
Nah, we good, bro.
There's cults out there like that. That's pretty crazy.
Have you seen that one dude
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube where like he's like,
Omar Gosh,
nah,
he's a
nah.
beast though. Omar Gosh, he's a beast.
No, but that one food where he's like, it's like he's going in the future and like all this wherever he goes,
Travel.
the world, it's like empty.
Yeah.
And he's like leaving these.
But
little
they
notes
exposed
around the
that. They
world.
exposed that
Oh,
though.
did it?
Yeah.
So it's a hoax.
Yeah, basically, it's actually a app you can do off your phone that erases people. So you can just be
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it's real people walking around.
I'd look crazy though if you said
Yeah, the traveler, time traveler.
that. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
Nietzscheman made a video in '87. He said, "All right, well," they were like, "Well, what's going to happen?" And he was like, "Well, what concerns me the most," he goes, "It's going to start around 2015 on the fourth lunar eclipse, which is September 25th of 2015." And I don't know if that date means anything to y'all, but it has value to me. But anyways, that was the date that he was saying that this potentially was going to start to take place. But he had said in 1987 that we would have computers completely different how they had them then, that our computers would be in our hand, and then we'd be able to send in mail anywhere instantly in the world,
Interesting. This is
phones, and be able to
87,
communicate.
way before.
And he said that these devices were going to be so common that we would get to the point where we would be dependent on them. He said the problem is he goes, the software that we're using is actual intelligence. It's like it's a life. It's like an organism. But it's
So,
it's
okay,
like
for
an
an example,
organism
for just a quick
technology.
example, so you know what he's talking about, like off of Iron Man. You ever seen Marvel movies? Okay, so Iron Man, you know Jarvis when he was
Yeah.
That's what he's.
I play video games.
That's what that is. That's
So
like
it's,
a
but
brain
it's
of
like
its own,
it's like
Yeah, it
a,
learns.
it's a
Yeah,
consciousness like a human, but
That's
it's a,
exactly what it is.
some kind of artificial. And he said they were basically gonna come in, infiltrate us into our phones, pretty much. And he didn't call them phones. He
So-
said they were miniature computers. He said that you could make calls. He said it got to the point where you did your banking. Everything that you did was dependent on these. He said that they were gonna come in, they were gonna go through that system to get us. And he said they're aliens.
Yeah,
He said
Manio's
it's a-
the homie.
It's some type of, it's like some type of biological organism or something that's able to.
So
Tap into AI.
so God created them for what though? If they know the future.
Who knows if these things really exist? We're
No,
gonna
the man.
find-
I'm saying the man though. The man that predicted all this.
Oh, Nietzsche-
What?
Nietzscheman?
Why did they get this gift?
Nietzerman, you know, was one of them. I guess he had another friend with a similar gift, and they were even able to
Like talk telepathically?
potentially have the year that they were going to have their own demise. And they said that it was an unfortunate gift. Oftentimes, it led to a lot of grief and a lot of, you know.
Yeah, that fool's twisting, bro. The white caddy.
And you could look it up on the tube and see. For
He got shit
yourself
flushed out too.
What Homeboy's talking about. Hopefully the video.
I just wonder, like,
They keep taking it down, so, you know,
I'm
I
sure
downloaded it,
stumbled
got the hard
across it
copy.
probably, cause I'm on to stuff like that.
And see, you know, it's interesting that he would say that because he said the fourth blood moon, and there was one year in September 2015 where we had 4 blood moons and they were all on Jewish holidays. What are the chances, bro?
that's
The
crazy.
last one was on September 25th. It was the fourth blood moon. There was also a lot of things that happened on other things that happened on that day. And so, and that's the day he said that at that point there was going to be like a shift, bro. Like they were going to infiltrate our technology. We're not even going to know it happened. Like an alternate reality almost. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to switch over to this
Like different labels.
like a Black Mirror type, where we're living almost a program. You know what I mean? And
Matrix.
Now that's.
and
Like
so
almost a
people, so
portal?
when he said this, people were like, "This dude's a fucking idiot." It's 1987. He said this would happen in 2015. That's like a million years from now, when you're in 87. So people were like, they quit listening to him. They thought he was a quack. Eventually, he passed, but with that tape back out and started circulating again. That's how I came across it. He was basically calling it out.
Interesting.
And that was, back in September 25th, 2015, bro.
Well, I remember you were saying
On the fourth
that,
of
those,
the
that
course.
year, you were saying that something was significant. I remember we
Yeah.
were talking about it on the thread or something, or you sent a text, and I don't remember, I think it was even that call. But you were talking about how things had changed, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Wow,
woke
like-
up, bro,
Oh,
and everything
yeah.
was different in my house, and I swear, like, I must have had a stroke or something happened to me supernaturally, because something happened to me on that day. That was also the same day they turned on that CERN in Switzerland.
No, sir, that's what we were
Yeah,
talking about.
CERN as well.
I
So in
followed up on
CERN,
that
Switzerland,
stuff.
bro, the government of CERN, Switzerland, in the Geneva, they have this thing called a Large Hadron Collider.
Collider.
It's underground.
Yep.
It's, I think it's like 6 miles in diameter,
Goddamn.
and.
That's
and
crazy.
And what they do is they basically fire these protons
Protons in.
around this large hadron collider,
Yep.
and they collide these protons into each other at just below the speed of light.
Yep,
And when they do that,
and
it
they crash and they
explodes
upload,
and it releases dark matter. Now, up
Which
until this
almost
point,
created a
without
black
this
hole.
experiment, without this
That's what created a
experiment,
black hole. And
dark matter
our
only
whole-
existed
our whole
in math.
existence can
If you were
be
doing
wiped
the
out like
math,
that.
you would say, well, this would suggest.
What's
that,
the point of that?
Almost like being -3.
Just to have power?
That suggests like dark matter. And
Well, they
so
wanna open
they were
another
able to pick
dimension.
up matter.
Oh,
and
high
dark
six.
matter,
What's up,
they
my
can't
brother?
explain
Other
it, they don't know how to
dimensions,
contain
they
it.
wanna
They knew it
open
existed.
They
in
wanna
math,
play
but
God
they
and
didn't
open
have it in real
dimensions?
life. Well, they were able
That's
to create
that's
it,
dumb.
this dark matter.
That's why
and
that's
by
why
packing these particles together.
that's why it's
And
coming
right
to
when
an
they
end,
started
homie.
doing that, there was a lot of anomalies
They have
that
ceremonies.
started taking place globally.
when
Like
they're
that's what they
opening
call
up,
a Mandela
they have
effect. bro.
ceremonies opening
came
up, dude,
from
it's
that
like
CERN,
straight
Switzerland,
up demonic
turning on and off that
and
machine.
satanic.
And so, like, people
Imagery,
remember
you know,
events differently,
freaking
like the
choreography
Berenstein
that
Bears,
is like
or like
people doing weird
Pepsi
stuff,
symbols,
dude,
or
it's
Ford
crazy.
symbols, or,
Yeah.
you know,
Ceremonies,
certain
bro,
times,
like
like,
straight up
completely different how other people
marathons
remember
walking
it.
and opening it up.
The universe-
You ever heard of
something.
the
It shifted in
Bolivian
a
Grove
way where
or
things are
the little
almost
ceremony
same,
they do like every 4 months with the
you
elite?
know,
I think so.
and some things are very different.
yeah,
than how
it's all
other
kinds of
people
like the
remember.
elite pedophiles and all
Oh,
them.
It happened, it was like
The
a surge
Bolivian
of
Grove,
it
yeah, that shit's
back
crazy.
in September, around 25th of 2015.
And it's all
And
power.
it was globally, like, a lot of things happened, you know, for 24 hours, like, all of our GPSs, there was no flights, like.
And it was because of
GPS
that.
wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
they
all
couldn't-
because of that.
Yeah, like,
China.
nobody knew why. And it just happened to be a fourth blood moon. See, and this is what the Jesus was saying when they kept bugging him, and they were like, give us a sign, give us a sign, give us a sign, give us a sign. Finally, he told them one day, because he's given them a couple hints. So on this day in particular, he goes, you know what? This unbelieving sign, they're going to always beg and bother me for a sign. He goes, they're going to get the sign of Jonah is what they're going to get. And we know the story of Jonah. Jonah was,
The whale.
he was a gifted prophet, I guess, so to speak, from God. He was a minister, and his family was executed by the Ninevites, and God wanted him to go into Nineveh and preach a revival, and he told God no, and he ran away basically, and the whale came and swallowed him up, and he told God, all right, I'll do it.
Straight up
So,
ran him, yeah.
to make a long story short, he went into Nineveh and he preached a revival, but it was one sentence. He preached a one-sentence revival.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he changed, literally, you watch it, read it, he preached a one-sentence revival, almost like he wasn't even trying. Like,
Yeah, I gotta put it down for the city,
repent or die.
homie. Ain't nobody
You
putting
know,
it down
just
for the
a
city
one
like me.
sentence. But, you know, the reason why it has so much impact.
Mile
is
High
because it
City.
was on a blood moon, and they freaked out. God is
On both channels though, too.
You know what I mean?
Jonah? Like as far as explaining that it was blue moon.
The lunar, yeah.
Wow, I did not
I
know
appreciate
that.
the
I did not
support and
know
love
that.
though. Honestly,
Yeah.
need all my supporters
I'm gonna have to go
to
back.
wide that wave everywhere they are.
I must have missed that.
And so when they seen that, the whole Nineveh repented, because it wasn't that one sentence message, it was God's putting a.
You'll be out here again, fool. And when you get out here, we're gonna tap in for
So
sure.
Jesus- So look, what is
It's
he
all
telling
respect,
us?
man. Denver to
In 10
Washington.
days, all they're gonna get is a sign of Jonah. What is that? A blood moon.
I got you.
You know, so. And that was the fourth one, that lunar eclipse. It's not gonna happen again for who knows how long.
I just wonder why God gave him that gift to tell the future. If they're not Christians or like Nostradamus, why did he give them that gift? That's a
I
trick.
get what your,
That's-
what your question, yeah.
Yeah,
what your question-
that's a good question, you know, and we'll never really understand that. You know,
I wonder about stuff like that too, like everybody in our history, you know. And
I wish
like,
I knew too. That'd be
You know,
cool.
as far as people. who
Yeah,
are
let me
not
know,
Christian,
bro. Let's tap in.
they know these-
Let's make some money. You already know.
these signs, they know prophecies, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Well,
That's
yeah,
always
'cause so
interesting.
you see, like Elijah was able to call fire down from heaven, so, you know, I guess it's possible with God. Yeah, I've seen it. And so we don't I don't like, you know, this man needs him, and I think they asked him about his religious status too, you know what I'm saying? And he said that that's where he felt like his visions came from, was from a spirit, you know?
Right now, it is 1:32.
This little fire keeps roaring.
It's lit, fool. It's litty tonight.
So they discovered that particle, and they call it the Higgs boson particle, they call it the God particle.
Yep, yeah.
And so Stephen Hawking, he's like the world renowned on, you know,
Yep.
expert on
Stephen
physicists.
Hawking.
He's telling people, he's telling the government, like, hey, you need to stop these idiots, they're gonna create a black hole, they don't realize what they're doing. You know, and.
Retarded fools. They're idiots. They're
Providing
really
these
stupid.
molecules together, they're throwing off our Earth's dark matter, we're only supposed to have so much of it.
You know, before Stephen Hawking's, I think one of his latest interviews, though he was questioned if he believed in God, and, you know, when people mock God,
Yeah,
the very next week, he died.
Dang, yeah, because you can't do that,
Because
for
he
sure.
straight up said, he does not believe in God, and, you know, he's on that computer sympathizer, the voice, you know, so, like, he straight up told him, like, no, you know, I don't believe in God, I don't believe, and a week later, he died. That was his last.
damn.
I watched him. I was watching documentaries about that guy, and cause I was interested in a lot of his.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
but
bro.
At the same time, you know,
7
I-
years.
he-
You could get to the Super Bowl multiple times, bro, honestly. He got weapons, got a decent defense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mandatory we hitting the ball.
For everything you've done, you still.
Many are called, a few are chosen, bro, you know,
Still can't even.
we're lucky enough to experience his,
Yeah.
when you're in his presence, you know.
Yeah.
It's a feeling you can't really get anywhere else, and, you know it's a supernatural one, and once you get it, you know, it's like, you know, nobody ever could, convince me that, yeah, he isn't real. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
Raiders for life, and I'm gonna, I appreciate you being here for the ride too,
It's
bro.
like I was- yeah,
You know,
maybe at the
you're gonna get to be able to
beginning,
experience
but not now.
greatness, you know.
Experience a lot of miracles.
That's right.
And a little bit of good news though, there's also gonna be a rise. in the end time church, we're gonna have a supernatural powers like never before, so. It says those that are serving the Lord are gonna be in the end times, you know, we're gonna have one last revival, you'll see one last revival. And a lot of it'll have to do with the two witnesses. And, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people, but can you believe, you know what gets me? Is there's gonna be two witnesses, bro, and people are still in believe. I mean, that's gonna turn a lot of people to the word, you know, if they don't censor it, like, that these two witnesses exist, that they're out there. You know, shut down the internet or whatever, so like, we wouldn't know. How would we know if the two witnesses were in Jerusalem right now? You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I mean? That's what they do on media. Look at all the people who try to profess and proclaim Jesus on television.
Yeah.
What do? They go back
They
and
censor
blur
it.
out, they censor it all of it, because they don't want.
they go through
know
extremes
the
to hide the
truth.
Messiah,
You know what I mean?
man. You know, it's.
Bro, like people when they win like, you know, the FIFA Cup and people are all really straight up Jesus King, they have like their headbands, and I remember watching one of them that was on and interviewing them, and they're like, hey, I just want to first thank my personal Lord and Savior Jesus. Oh, we had technical difficulties, you know, they cut them off.
Because they're all run by the elite.
And it's been
Blur
like
out,
that for
yeah.
the past,
Yeah.
it's been like that for a long time. I mean, even you can probably date it back to the 90s, 80s. They do that. They censor it when they hear the name.
There's a war on it, yeah, for sure.
Well, we all know and agree that again that the devil runs all of that networking. And,
He's the prince of this world, you know.
So,
I wonder why Africa has so many Christians, bro. Africa made a lot of Christians.
They were saying that why Hitler hated the Jews so much is because they stole it from the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians are the first Jews, the original Jews. The Ethiopian Hebrews were the first. You know?
It's very possible, yeah. You know.
That's why Hitler despised the Jews so much, and he himself was a Jew. He was half Jewish.
I'm over here living the best life right now, bro.
You look at like his book and stuff.
Wood
he
and
talks about it, and
s'mores.
he had all this,
The
all
homie
this
over here
evidence
ate
that
22
he found
s'mores for the turf.
down in
On the set, he ate all the s'mores. Nah, yeah, we over here just chilling, campfires, bro, paranormal activity.
Yeah, you know,
He
the
presented
Bible
it to
was
the
mentioned.
Jews, and that's, you know, like that's why a lot of people were following him. He was like, look, they stole everything from the Ethiopians. That's why he didn't have a problem with like blacks and stuff. He had blacks in his rank,
Right.
you know, browns in his rank.
Agreed.
He just didn't want to have Jews. He just wanted they were like, the whites were like
We're gonna tell stories about how Drew Lock came back on that defense of yours over there, fool. Russell Wilson about to terrorize you fools.
All that knowledge and all that like history, they stole it from them and like hid it. That's why he didn't like them.
Eliminated a gang of them
But
fools.
if you look at his conquering, there wasn't many like great conquerors like him, but like Alexander, like it was kind of like
Yeah, there's a
yeah,
few.
like a
Nero.
yeah, like there was few that conquered that much land in such a short period of time. You know, like 3 to 5 years he conquered Europe. That was pretty quick.
That's crazy.
Some men
You know what I'm saying? Like he,
responsible for
as a
millions of
military, standing on a military viewpoint, he was a genius.
Oh yeah, that's what they
He was a
say.
genius, you know, but his moral standpoints were just kind of, iffy, you know. That's all. But then if you look at like all the other great conquerors, Genghis, Alexander, like they went down to Egypt or Africa and learned all like these healing abilities, and all this this what was for proclaimed as forsaken knowledge, and like that's they learned like strategy and philosophy, from the Ethiopians and the Egyptians. Like all the great conquerors went down there. All the great philosophers always went down there.
It's crazy.
So it'd be pretty simple to put us in a serious situation like the power just stopped. I told Brother Ruben, we hang out, we go to the gym and we do stuff, outside of here. I had a dream that me and him were coming home from the gym, and there was a little dispute in the front yard. I live in a duplex and or a townhome, but they're attached to other ones. And there was a little dispute in the courtyard when I came in. I try to mind my own business. And we went into my house, and my wife was there, and she was like, "Hey, the neighbors are fighting or whatever." I said, "Yeah, I seen them." And so I kind of looked out the window, and it seemed to be a little bit more chaos than normal. You know, I see more and more people coming. You know what I mean? And it looked like everyone's starting to fight or something in the front yard. And the way that one of those people looked at me gave me this weird feeling. So when I went in my house, I wanted to go get my gun. And so I went to go get my pistol, and I went upstairs. I went to go get it. It wasn't where it was normally at. And I yelled for my wife. I was like, "Hey, where's my?" And she was like, "Oh, I put it over here." And so I got it. I went back downstairs, bro.
Good night, bro.
Fell right on.
You want the pistol with this? What's that? You want good? You need to do it, no? That's my own last contribution to the way.
Just take a big old lot. There's some big old sticks out there, bro. He got some more heart than me. I ain't walking in the dark.
That's what I was saying.
I'm by myself.
Yeah, I got tired too. I was like, I'm gonna kick each other when I was going.
I ain't walking by myself. Nope. We riding together, fellas.
Put in the wheel in this.
Oh yeah.
Real shit.
Put the wheel in this, homie, don't play that.
We don't play. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's deep, bro.
That's cool that we got this freedom to be out here to do this.
Tight.
We
It's
still
tight.
got the opportunity to serve God and without being persecuted. And come together, learn these things, prepare for them.
Seems like every year it's getting worse, though.
Yeah, it is.
For Christians, especially, man. They told my mom that she can't have none related to Bibles, Christianity in her work.
Yeah.
They got the whole LGBT community, bro.
Yeah.
The boss is straight trans.
Yeah.
I better not say that on YouTube because they'll
Flag you.
yeah, they gonna flag me.
Even YouTube's in on it.
Oh yeah, you can't say none on, bro. They probably take down this video and say I got.
They're probably like, oh yeah, they know too much.
If you look up that sign, you'll see that the scientists that do that, in the front of their building, they have a statue. It's the god Shiva, and that god destroys planets on a molecular level. That's a
Damn.
pretty crazy statue to put outside.
Yeah,
of the
she's
sun.
the god of death in creation.
Shiva, that destroys planets on a molecular level.
Her and Kali are basically the same being.
Oh
You know
wow.
what Kali is? She was like the one with like she's just like regular skin color, but Kali is like her, but she's black.
Oh.
She has like 4 arms.
I seen that.
She always holds like the sword, the scale on the head,
Oh, okay.
and like a mace.
Alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have Shiva in the front of their facility, and they do this dance, bro.
Shiva's a spirit.
No, it's a Greek god, bro. That destroys planets on a molecular level. And
I
it's-
thought she was an Indian god.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Indian god.
Or Hindu, yeah, Hindu god.
Goddess, not a god.
Yeah, yeah. Shiva destroys planets on her. And they have that, and they do this. They do this Shiva dance in the facility.
Everybody heard something tonight, huh?
Yeah. It's just like some people parties out here, you know? That's I'm glad I got all you guys in
Good Lord. We're hearing footsteps around the campfire.
I know that rock got through back earlier.
It sounded like,
Yeah, it's back.
like that.
Yeah, that rock got through back earlier, so maybe it kind of followed us down here.
Yeah. Sasquatch? Bigfoot's out here tripping. Hey, we got a gang of weapons though, homie. Just grab some of these chairs. We got, those are portable chairs too. If we hit.
UFC style. Wow.
Yeah, bro. We gotta stick together though, cause we ain't got like no heat, so we just gotta just
I told you, they need to dump first.
say we can get some of that fire.
That's gonna come.
You know what? You know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We stay right behind him, but I'm grabbing chairs like, boom. We got all the weapons. Yeah.
One person leave a couple times back here.
As soon as you hit, I'm just
Before it
gonna.
breaks, at least
These
twice.
weapons don't really work against evil.
No,
they don't
yeah,
work against
yeah.
evil.
But that's why we're shielded by the most. Though, right? We got the biggest
That's why we
attacks.
call on the name
Yeah,
above all
exactly.
names.
We use like some hard bullets in holy water. Maybe it'll still phase them while it's passing through.
Ask God to bless these bullets.
They silver.
Kill these demons.
No, they always say that silver does that. That's why like vampires and werewolves are scared. It's a purifying element. That's what they say. It wards off evil. Silver. That's what they say. But you know.
He said that somebody threw the rock back.
No, I watched it.
You watched it?
Hit the ground and bounce, and I'm like,
Dude, I was right there.
I
They
was
threw it
right
straight.
next to this. I'm like, you see that?
Yeah, I did, sir.
We're just hearing sounds. That's why we paranoid right now.
The one that found from me was like a big boulder.
Yeah.
Felt like someone kicked it down the hill or something.
Yeah.
And his stuff.
It's like that crack over the wood. All right, I'm about to get off this. Y'all be good, man. Go to sleep.